Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Everyday Stranger podcast, and I'm your host, Alonzo Williams Jr. Today is Wednesday. That means, yes, we are kicking off another episode of the IG Stranger of the Week, where I interview a random stranger from my IG feed. Today's guest is Melissa. IG name, Melissa Como. Now, I'll go ahead and put that in the description box so you guys can go ahead and have easy access to that. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and kick this off. Melissa, I feel like this is going to be a good conversation. Let's get it.
Can you hear the noise in the background?
Yeah, I hear you better, though.
Okay. So it's okay?
Yeah, you're good to go. You're good to
Okay.
go. Let's go ahead and jump
Okay,
it off
perfect.
then. Let the people know who you are and what you do and all the other good stuff.
Okay. Hello, my name is Melissa Como. I am a Houston-raised singer, dancer, and yogi, a yoga practitioner. I have classes every Thursday at ESA. It's a gym downtown, south side at 8 p.m. every Thursday. You can follow me at Melissa Como
Nice.
on Instagram.
Okay, for sure. And you said you sing.
Yes, I do.
How long you been singing?
Oh, since I was little. Like, since I could remember, I was in church choir and everything.
Is this just a hobby to you, or is it something that you really go at it like wholeheartedly?
Not at all a hobby. Most definitely it is. I consider myself a multifaceted, multi-talented person. Singing, music is honestly my number one. That is something that calls me home to my center every time. Every time. Yes.
So explain why, like, what's so different about, the singing and the music versus the other talents that you have? What is it about that really touches your soul and I don't know, makes you feel free per se?
Well, I've always performed on stages, and I know that, I'm a soft-spoken person. I don't stand up for myself, as often as I'd like, and therefore I feel like when I have that mic in my hand, I have the floor, I have the stage, I have the presence, and it's a craft that I've honed in on, I've worked on, and I just know I can do it. Give me that mic and I can show you who I am.
Interesting.
That's
okay.
how I feel about it.
Okay.
Yeah, most definitely.
So off stage, so you're a whole new different person off stage than compared to on stage?
More so it's a side of me that I get to express more clearly. Music to me is, I love slow songs, for example. Like, I love songs that I can just serenade a crowd with. Like, that, I love to command that presence, that stage, that, let people know who I am.
Yeah.
It's not often where I get to do it so clearly in person. It's there, off the stage, it's there. But when I'm on stage, you hear me. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm going to let you know. Yeah, I love music. I always have. It's just something that, it's just everything to me.
And how old are you? How old are you?
I am 23 years old.
Okay, so up to now, what would you say life's greatest lesson has been for you so far?
Oh, 2019 has been honestly a year of a lot of growth. So I can't say just one thing. If I were to say one thing, that would be downplaying this whole year of growth. I'm really being forged into the person that I am becoming.
Right.
And honestly, a few things I can think of on the top of my head is, the importance of patience. Just letting life happen, not trying to be the control freak I was raised to be, not trying to put my hands in every situation and manipulate it to the way that I think it should go, because sometimes the way you think it should go is not the way it should actually go. And then sometimes the thing that happens instead of what you think should happen is 10 times better than what you thought. And it's like, okay, wait, thank God it didn't go that way. So basically, having patience and just letting life, happen, just going with the flow and allowing God to move you where he needs to move you. Yeah. And you not fighting it, because you trying to control it with your human, mind is at a much lower frequency, much lower capacity than what God is imagining for you. Right. So I'm really, really working on letting go, letting everything move and moving forward. Definitely healing who I am, healing all my little nooks and crannies inside of my heart that have been, damaged or hurt, or, every person has an inner child. And I think it's very important. And what I've been learning is to heal that inner child, anything that could have happened, in your childhood, in the past, to heal that person that you were so that you can move forward into the person you could be. Because it just limits you in so many ways. I find myself acting in ways that I shouldn't be when I'm associating a new reality with something that happened in the past that wasn't so great.
Right. So, I mean, before I ask the last question, I have an actual extra question, because you mentioned something that was really, it stood out to me. But what do you feel is the greatest obstacle that you're trying to overcome that came from your childhood?
Myself.
Explain that. Break that down.
Yeah, that definitely just popped in my head, myself. I'm trying to... I believe I am my own competition, and I was just told this morning something very, wise. You can be your own competition, but it doesn't mean that there aren't others around you that might be better in some aspects than you. No. And in those aspects, you have to really look at yourself and be like, am I holding myself back because I'm not willing to work on an area just because it's a sore spot for me? For example, I'm trying to overcome myself, and this is a light example of getting up early in the morning. My opinion is, if I'm up before 9, you better, it is just like, wow, I'm proud of myself. I definitely love my sleep. I escape the world through sleep, and I am working on, getting out of that urge to just stay in bed and get up and seize the day, because I'm in a great mood once I get out, once I wash my face, get up, get dressed. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling great. But it's late in the day. It's like, what, 11 a.m. And that's not too late, but it's late enough to miss what you could have finished already in the morning, so that you could have, you could have fun all evening, do something that you like to do, like go to a park. It's been like 5 hours there or something. I don't know. Yeah. I'm definitely working on defeating my own obstacles that I've made or that have been formed from childhood, and that I subconsciously keep on shying away from it. Like, for example, I didn't try to start waking up early until this month. I was fine with waking up at 11, 12, 1 o'clock if I really pushed in. That's terrible. But, that was just me. I love my sleep. I stay up late. It's really because I stay up late, and then, I sleep late. Yeah. But I'm really working on seizing the day and to make myself better by seizing the day, because I'm getting more stuff done. I'm being more productive. And if there's stuff that I have to do that I don't want to do, at least I get it done early in the day, so that by the time it's like 3 p.m., I'm already doing what I want to do. So I have from 3 p.m. to the time I go to sleep to do what Maylisa wants to do. And in that, that's overcoming an obstacle of myself. My mornings weren't always so happy. I realized everything that I have trouble overcoming has a correspondence or an association to something that happened in my childhood that wasn't so pleasant, aka waking up in the mornings for school. That wasn't great. Okay, I mean, bus routes. And my mom was a teacher; she had to be on the bus route early, so we had to wake up at like 5 a.m., 5:15 a.m. for years, and I just never, ever got with the flow. And I realized that is why I sleep past the time. That is why I hoard sleep, because I don't want to be awake during the times of 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., because that makes me think of school and all these things that I used to be just dreading when I was younger. And now I realize, you know, I need to face that. You can't get over something if you don't face it. And I realized when I started waking up, like, for example, I woke up at around 6 a.m. yesterday. I was having a lot of trouble, and I turned into literally a 12-year-old, and I felt myself going into the same patterns as I was doing when I was younger. Like, you know, the whole, I'm just going to sit in bed and just, like, rub my eyes and not move for 15 minutes until I finally get out of bed, maybe roll back in there, maybe cry a little bit.
Yeah,
you know,
that's interesting.
You really face your inner child.
Right.
And that inner child was scarred from that early morning ritual. So I have to create a new ritual for my morning. If that's tea, if that's yoga, if that's, like, you know, a shower, a hot shower, you know, something that makes me enjoy my morning routine for Melisa. Because the only person that's telling me what to do now is myself.
Right.
And that's actually difficult because I'm a person who has always been raised with an authority figure. But now that I'm out in the real world, it's like I'm only over myself. And if I don't wake myself up when I'm supposed to, no one is. That's very,
yeah, that's very interesting. I'm very intrigued by what you had said just now. That the reasons for why you haven't woken up early lately, is because it makes you feel like you're that kid who, you know, maybe hasn't had such pleasant memories when it comes to waking up, right? And basically you saying that you suppress that just so that you don't have to relive that moment. Now causing you to have to create a whole new different reason to wake up early.
Exactly. Like I was just watching a YouTube video with a guru and a man named Ethan S. I'm not going to say his last name because I know I'm going to butcher it. But basically he was saying, you know, our body pulls from memory. It pulls from experiences. If we don't have a memory, we wouldn't know, we wouldn't have knowledge.
Right.
So my memory of 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. is school, is mean teachers, is an upset mama at the dishes that I didn't wash, is, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that is the memory that I am now pulling from when I wake up at 5. My body immediately associates that moment with the moments that I had when I was younger at that time.
Right.
Therefore, I need to create a new memory. I need to create a new experience so that I can help myself. Because there isn't any reason why I can't get myself up earlier in the morning. That's a little bit, you know, it's a bit shameful. Like, get yourself up. You know, you got things to do.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, I have to face what's going on. And I've realized, you know, and that's just one example, you know, with everything that I have going on right now, I am literally realizing an instance of when my inner child was hurt, of when I was a child and I was hurt. Yeah. And so now I'm realizing I need to heal my wounds, wherever they are. If it's about waking up, if it's about doing my hair, I don't know, that's an example. If it's about, you know, something, I need to heal that so that I can move forward and make better memories for myself. Because I'm only 23 and I got a lot more years to live. And I know you got to wake up early to get stuff done. If you're a businesswoman, if you know how I want to be, how I am, an entrepreneur, you got to get up early. You got to seize the day. And that's what I'm working on right now. I am working on defeating myself so that I can be my best self. Defeating my current self so that I can be a better future self. You know what I mean? Yeah,
definitely. Yo, I love that, man. Hey, I truly believe that you will defeat that old self and become a higher champion. Yeah, tough. But consistency, persistence is definitely the key. So, you know, I'm going to keep rooting for you on that end. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Most def. Well, yo, let me ask the ultimate question that I've been asking everyone lately, and that is, good or bad, can you describe any encounters that you've had with an individual that you never met before, aka a stranger?
Yes. This was most definitely a good encounter that I'm thinking of. Okay. A very good encounter, a confirmation. Like I said, this year has been a year of growth, and it's not just physical, it's not just mental, but it's spiritual. And I'm realizing that, you know, what you put into the universe, when you open your eyes, when you let the universe, you know, God energy know that you want to see it. You want to see the miracle. You want to understand what's going on. It reflects that right back to you.
Right.
And I was at work, and I was a cashier, and I was just, doing my thing. I was like, hello, how are you? Seeing everybody and cashing people out and stuff like that. And, I had been going through a lot, with the things that I've been dealing with, my family and, just a lot of stuff was going on. But I was putting on a smile for work, how we do.
Yeah.
And a man came up to me, and he looked me in the eye. And you know it when it happens. You know when God's speaking to you through other people. You just know it. You feel it. And he looked me right in the eyes, and he was just like, I don't believe what she said about you.
Huh.
And I looked at him, and me, because I was growing and I had realized, the potential to be shown who God is, in multiple ways, I knew exactly what happened. And I looked back at him and I said, I don't believe it either. And that was a beautiful confirmation to me that, angels and guides and God is moving around you. They're talking through people just to you. They'll stop time just to get a message to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something that nobody else catches, whether it be numbers, whether it be colors, whether it be just something someone happens to say, like from across the room. But that you hear it and you're like, no, that's for me.
Right.
That's for me.
Now
that's what it was for me.
Yeah, the she that you're speaking of, just to clarify, who exactly do you feel he was speaking of when he said she?
She, as in my mother, at the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She, as in my mother. We weren't doing so well, thank God. That has changed now. With the grace of God,
Good.
Everything's moving a lot better.
Good.
But at the time, she had said a few things, and it hurt my feelings, and it made me feel shitty. Period.
Right.
And I had been, for the past month after that, I had been working towards doing Melisa, whatever it meant. Total rebelliousness. I'm going to do me. I'm going to figure out who I am because I don't believe what she said. I'm going to get it together. Yeah. And this man, as just confirmation, he just comes up to me, looks me in the eye, and says, I don't believe what she says. And at that time, I didn't have any people in my corner to say, hey, Mimi, I'm on your side. Oh, that's my nickname, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. And that just really felt good. It really felt like, they're listening. They're listening. They're watching. They know what I'm going through. And it was confirmation that I'm going to get through this.
Right.
It's different going on a path alone and with no friends. But when you know that someone's on your side, it just makes you feel a lot more secure in how you're walking and where you're walking and where you're going.
Definitely.
And when he said that to me, it was just confirmation period that that God was looking over me, that he knew what was going on, and he knew that he didn't believe what she said.
Right. Therefore,
I didn't have to either. And when I said that, I didn't believe it either, that was just me letting him know, I understand you clearly, sir. I understand you clearly. Yeah. And it was very funny. There was just a moment when I said, to go or to stay in. It was a food order. I said, to go or to stay in? He was like, as long as you're here, we're here. And the funny thing was that he was only one person. He was himself. It was an older man. And I understood him to be that type of man that goes up to people and says exactly what they need to hear. He talks through his spirit. Yeah. And he was talking to me. And when he said we're, I understood that to be my team, my angels, my ancestors, my guide, on the other side saying, we're here. As long as you're here, we got your back. As long as you're here, we're right here. No matter what's going on, BS with work, all that crappy stuff that goes on at a job, we're here. Yeah. No matter what happens, what she says, what she believes in you. We know what she believes, and we know what we believe, and we're on the same accord. Yeah. So therefore, move strongly in your purpose, because you got this.
Have you noticed have you ever been able to distinguish, say, your relationship with people who you may consider to be close friends versus a random person that you meet on the street, like this experience right here that you had, do you see yourself receiving like that kind of word from someone that you're really close to?
Most definitely. It was such a confirmation because he was a stranger speaking such truth to me. Mm-hmm. And in that sentence, I automatically knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But a good friend who loves you, who cares about you, who appreciates you, who knows your situation and knows that you're trying, the things that they say through love is going to be through spirit. And they're going to say what you need to hear. Oftentimes, I know I separate myself from the world sometimes, you know, when I'm feeling shameful, when I've been feeling down and just crappy and I'm just, you know, by myself a lot and I'm just trying to figure stuff out because I'm stressed out, got a lot of anxiety and stuff. And for example, I so happened to call a friend just to check up on him. I was checking up on him. He had a performance. I was like, hey, how was your performance? Yada, yada, yada. And, you know, we get through that conversation and he reverts the question back to me. How are you? And, you know, because he's a friend and because, you know, I just let my world show. I'm just like, okay, look, this is what's been going on. And the things he said to me was just very heartwarming, you know, like sometimes you just don't think about it. Sometimes you forget that a friend's supposed to be there for you.
Yeah.
He was like, look, I got you. I got your back. Whatever you need, I got you. If you need a pep talk, I got you. And that's what I got. You know what I mean? He was like, anytime you need just a little push, just a different point of view, just a way to not beat yourself up so much and know that you are still a good person.
Yeah.
You may not have made the best choice, but you know what? This is the choice you made, and you can live with it. And you know why? Because I'm giving you A through Z why you're a good person and why you're doing good things. Because, you know, what you're going through is often what other people are not seeing. Yeah. For example, someone DM'd me on Instagram, you know, looking for advice. And it was actually about a situation I was going through myself. So I was like, wow, I'm just going to be talking to myself. I said, I'm just going to talk to myself for you. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what I'm working on for myself. But what she told me was that she didn't see, you know, Instagram is such a filter. I try to be as, you know, transparent as I can be, but I'm not going to show people, you know, when I'm mid-crying attack, you know, when stuff is just deep. I'm going to show them after when, you know, I'm going to let them know in a paragraph, a nice worded paragraph, you know, what's been going on and how I'm moving forward, period. I'm not trying to, you know, dump on everybody. Right. But to her eyes, she says, it just looks like I'm just tackling every problem, just beating everything down, just, you know, just resilient, you know, and it was beautiful. And I loved that version of me because it showed me that I'm still doing okay. Yeah. You know, I'm going through a lot right now, but I'm still moving forward. Yeah. If my social media is my business, so if my business is moving forward, if people can get a good positive reaction from it to the point where they're asking me for advice and, you know, they're looking for me for positivity, then I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
So I don't need to beat myself up and don't need to get so down about what I'm doing because obviously I'm making some kind of stride. Yeah. If someone, you know, wants to reach out to me and ask me questions about positivity, I'm doing good. So that means I need to, you know, walk more of the walk and really show people, you know, my actions behind what I'm saying because I would hate to be the person that just talks all day and doesn't do the work, you know, like I got all this advice for you, but I'm over here, you know, just not using any of it. If anything, I give you advice that I'm working on myself. Yeah. That's what anything that I'm showing on my page is stuff that I'm working on. Yeah. So it's stuff that I'm getting through. So while I'm getting through it, I hope that I can help you through yours because I'm letting you know that I am down here with you and this is how I'm handling it. Feel free to tell me how you're handling it so that we can collaborate on how we can get through this because this ain't easy.
Most definitely. I tell people, people's most important lesson is definitely through our individual stories, really. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm really working on it, you know, really making my life a representation of everything that I want.
Yeah.
And need.
Yo, well, keep it up, yo. I mean, That's amazing, y'all. Well, look, Melissa, I appreciate you sharing all of this. We had an interview before, and unfortunately, things kind of didn't work out. So I'm happy we were able to do this over. And before we get off, I'm gonna give you the mic. If you could let people know where they can find you at, what you're doing, any projects, the mic is yours. I want you to go ahead and give your last words.
Okay, everyone. So like I said, my name is Melisa Como. You can find me on Instagram at Melisa Como, MELEEZACOMEAUX. It's all together, all lowercase. That's where you can find me. I actually teach yoga classes at ESA. It's an awesome gym downtown Houston. It's every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. I'm going to give you a whole just beautiful class. It's called Serenity Stretch Yoga. That is the experience I am giving to you. I am not performing right now, but best believe everything will be coming very soon. So just find me on Instagram, and I'd love to talk to you. Feel free to DM me. I'd love to have a conversation.
That's what I'm talking about. Melissa, I appreciate you sharing your story and, just your thoughts. And I appreciate the vulnerability and openness that you just offered, y'all.
No problem. Thank you.
Yes, man. And I'll see you soon at the gym. Shout out to ESA, by the way. I'll be over there soon.
Hey. Okay, that's a bet. Thursday.
Sure. Yes, indeed. All right, look, well, you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep fighting, keep striving, and keep growing, all right?
Thank you. God bless you, too.
All right, y'all. Peace. If you would like to be featured on the podcast, or if you would like for me to be featured on your podcast, you can always send me an email at the everydaystrangerpodcast@gmail.com, or you can contact me on Instagram, DM me at everydaystrangers. Again, that's at everydaystrangers. And I look forward to hearing from you, okay? All right, y'all, don't forget, tune in every Wednesday, also every Sunday, where I'll be releasing an episode every week, all right? I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your week. This is Alonzo Williams from the Everyday Stranger Podcast, signing out. Peace.